Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you about Noom. Has Noom helped you? I believe it has.
Oh, that's got an app. You can do tracking. It's terrific.
It does. Noom builds personal plans that can meet individual needs. That's the thing. Takes into account any dietary restrictions, medical issues, other personal needs. That helps build a plan that works for you. And yes, so I know that you've had your own personalized program here that you've been working on. And
it's weight loss This is weight loss results that last. They stick around because you get yourself into a lifestyle change. That's what matters.
That's mainly it. You can't just say, I'm going to cut that out for a month and then go back to it. That's not what it is. So I'm glad it's helping you. That's great. And it really does. I like the psychology and biology-based approach here. Yeah. Noom Weight uses psychology. That's why they say losing weight starts with your brain, but it also takes into account your unique biological factors, Jimmy. All of your multitude flora and fauna that goes on inside of you there. Sure. Yeah. Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com, Noom.com here, based on 3.5-year study of actively engaged Noom users with minimum starting BMI of 25. Individual results may vary. Visit our website for more information. Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about Rocket Money. It's the start of a new year. It's the perfect time to get organized, set your goals, prioritize what matters most. And for me, top priority is getting myself together here. Financial wellness, doing that, which that feels important, just feels like adult stuff that you have to do. And thanks to Rocket Money, my goals feel achievable now. They show me all my subscriptions in one place, help me easily cancel ones I forgot that I've been paying for, which happened to me, absolutely happened to me. For years, I was paying for something. I was like, what is going on here? Rocket Money found it and saved me lots of money since then, because it's been a while. So they did a great job here. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder today. That's rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder. rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
In the depths of an Atlanta forest, a clash between activists and authorities ends in tragedy. I'm Matthew Scher, and on my new podcast, We Came to the Forest, we expose the hidden truths behind a shootout that left one activist dead and countless lives forever changed. Binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest ad-free on Wondery Plus.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder Express.
Yay and choo-choo.
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Petrogallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmy Wistman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us. All aboard the murder train, pulling away from the station. Here we go. We have another crazy story, as always. I don't even have to say it anymore. It's small town murder. It's nuts. You'll get it. Yeah. So quickly before we start, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Tickets for live shows are available for 2025 right now. There's only one city that is not available. That's because we haven't announced it yet.
We'll tell you.
It'll be about 2 weeks, I think, before you find that
It's pretty
out.
big, and it's in the Midwest. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be fun. We can't wait. We've never been there before either, so it's going to be real exciting. Can't wait. Shutupandgivememurder.com. Pittsburgh, you are up first. February 7th, I believe.
Yeah.
Super Bowl weekend. It's the Friday of that weekend. Get your asses in there.
I
Get
beat
your
the
tickets.
flu for this. Let's go.
Let's do it. It's the Oakland Carnegie Hall, by the way, not the Munn Hall one that we did last time. So check that out for sure. Also, get yourself Patreon. Treat yourself this holiday season with Patreon. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports. Anybody $5 a month or above, you're going to get hundreds of bonus episodes you've never had before immediately upon subscription, and then new ones every other week, including this week, which you're going to get one crime in sports, one small town murder. And how much of that do they get, everybody?
Oh, you get it all.
You get it all. That's right.
Yeah.
This week,
every inch of it.
Every damn drop of it. in both length and girth. No.
Yeah.
This week for Crime and Sports, we're going to talk about, back by popular demand, nothing to do with sports, personal ads. Let's find out
Can't wait.
how people would sell themselves to each other pre-app dating. And then small town murder, we're going to talk about the West Memphis 3, very specifically how it happened. Why did we need to have HBO come here for a document? How did it get?
What the hell?
How did it get it even to the point of that? We got these kids and they're on trial, and we'll talk all about how that happened.
Who bungled it? God damn.
Everybody in the whole place.
Yeah.
It's crazy stuff. We'll talk all about that and more. Patreon.com/Crime and Sports, and you get a shout out at the end of the show as well.
Sure.
Jimmy will mispronounce your name. That said, I think it's time, everybody, to sit back. What do you say, everybody? Let's all clear the lungs, arms to the sky. Let's all shout. Shut up and give me murder. Let's do this, everybody. Let's go on a trip, shall we? We are going down to Georgia.
Okay,
Quickly.
let's go, you old rascally devil.
Quickly before we go, though, before we get in the car here, quick program note. The next small town murder episode after this, the next regular one that comes out Wednesday night, Thursday, that will be our 1,000th episode of Crime and Sports and small town murder combined. That'll be. God. I don't count your stupid opinions because it's not. It's not research intensive, so it's not.
It's not there.
Whatever, but this will be our 1,000th episode, which is a goddamn big fucking deal. Everybody, let's just say it that way. So
it's a lot of minutes.
It's a lot of minutes. It's a lot of hours, and wow, there's so much hours goes into it. So thank you everybody for helping us get to 1,000, and hopefully we will get to another 1,000. So that said, Grovetown, Georgia. Let's do it. This is eastern Georgia, near the South Carolina border. It's about 20 minutes to Augusta, outside of Augusta, Georgia. 2 hours over to Atlanta, over to the west there, and about an hour 20 to Rutledge, Georgia, which is our last Georgia episode, A Deadly Love, and that was a weird one. So I remember that. It's been a minute. This is in Columbia County. Population here, by the way, has really spiked in the last 20 years in this area. It's 15,608, which it was it was like 3,000 20 years ago. So it's gone up a lot. Median household income here around the rest of the country, it's about $69,000. Here it is $63,860. Median home price here, $279,300. So that's lower than the national average also. Yeah. And the motto here, a community that cares.
There it is.
Which just sounds like a hospital's motto. It doesn't sound like the whole town. Come to our town. It's a hospital. Enjoy.
Take care.
Check in. History of this town. In the 1860s, the town was known as Bel Air, which is pretty funny. Yeah. That would have been way different if that's where they put Will Smith.
Yeah. And in that year.
In any year. What are you talking about? 2024. That would have been not great. It was officially incorporated, the city, on January 1st, 1881. The name of the small village came from the Old Grove Baptist Church that was founded in 1808. That's where the Grove came from in there. There was a poet here, a poet famous in the post-Civil War era named Paul Hamilton Hayne. I thought it was Corpse Hill. That's why I'm saying this, but it's not. I didn't read it well enough.
Is it Core Hill?
It's Copse Hill, Copse. And I was like, he moved to Corpse Hill? What the hell is that about? Then he also solicited the U.S. Postal Service to establish a Grovetown post office. That's how he got it. So that's how they got the post office. Was a poet had to. Wonder if he wrote them in poetry.
I would.
If you got the skill, why not? Right?
I think he wrote the neither rain, sleet, snow.
I'll tell you what.
Wrote all that.
I'll give you guys a motto if you do this for me. Also, it was a lot of people from Augusta, wealthy people from Augusta, had summer homes in Grovetown. Okay. And so that was a big deal there. They'd come out here
and then they found out about Hilton Head.
I guess if you want to go further.
It's right there.
Yeah. And they built a hotel known as the Eagle in the 1880s as well. The Roseland Hotel turned into the Eagle.
Great.
Reviews of this town. Here we go. We don't know shit about it. Maybe these people do. 5 stars. I moved to Grovetown, Georgia from a small city in Mississippi 5 years ago, and I have to say I haven't regretted making the decision. I'm sure. I bet. I'm a small town girl, but moving here has allowed me to meet new people and be a part of such a positive, diverse environment. What town are
girl.
you from? Where this is the big city, 15,000 people in the middle of fucking nowhere. The big city.
Wow.
Wow. Holy shit. Super diverse environment. I've learned new things. I've been exposed to more opportunities that I can truly say are shaping me into a wonderful young lady.
Okay. She is so proud of herself. Wow.
I truly love this city.
Yeah.
Use that term loosely. Yeah.
Lady.
3 stars. If you enjoy medium town living, what the hell does that mean? Medium size, or is it just mid? Like to use your stupid opinions thing here.
Everybody's got a medium-sized dick.
Yeah, if you enjoy medium town living, then Grovetown is the place for you. It's within the suburbs of Augusta. It's small enough where families actually know each other, but big enough to have nice activities, dinners, and theaters for families. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fine. That makes sense. It's not so small that there's, one little restaurant that closes at 7 o'clock or something. And then finally, 2 stars. The city does its best to be progressive, like with bike lanes, although minimal, and keeping the area looking tidy and festive when it applies. The parks are an amazing place to visit. I lived near the middle and high school and appreciated the fact that kids would walk there on foot and the sheriff department would control traffic for them. The regular people, though, are snobby and quite rude. That just tells me the kids can't smoke weed on the way home from school, which sucks. That would have been my concern as a kid. This sucks. Go away. I'll dodge cars.
Yeah.
I don't want to smoke this. The regular people, though, are snobby and quite rude. The drivers are maniacs and regularly put everyone in danger.
Regularly?
Everyone. Even if you're not on the road, you're in danger.
On the sidewalk and everything.
Even if you're in your living room, danger.
Yeah.
They're coming right through the wall.
It's a town full of
Doesn't matter.
boys.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Things to do here. The Columbia County Fair is the main thing to do here. And there's some events going on here. There is, I don't know what this is, a banana derby. I don't know what a banana derby. I don't know what the fuck a banana derby is exactly.
You gotta put it in your ass.
I was gonna say, who's got the biggest?
Run a 5K.
Who's got the biggest dick here? It's the banana derby. The master chainsaw carver will be there.
Sure. Yeah.
Of course, obviously. I don't know if he has anything to do with the banana derby, but I wouldn't want to piss that guy off if he's gonna swinging that chainsaw. The American Motor Drome Company, Drome, D-R-O-M-E, company, Wall of Death.
The fuck is that?
I have no idea what that is at all.
Is that the dome that they ride motorcycles inside of?
I don't know. I have no idea.
It's gotta be.
You could suggest 100 things, and I'd say I don't know. I have no idea what that is. Magic Man T.J. Hill will be strolling each night. Then Dr. Magical Balloons will be there also.
Oh, my God.
There's nothing more annoying than when they send a roving magician around. That's the most annoying. It just pops up next to you and he's like, want to see a card trick? No, I don't. I'd be friends with an asswipe like you if I fucking wanted to see a card trick, but I'm not on purpose. Also, the Goat Island Petting Zoo. I assume there's goats. The 4-H Grow Here Pollinator Garden and Hay Bales.
Oh, boy.
That's an event.
Pollinator in there.
And that's what I mean. I saw that, and I was like, oh, I remember the pollinator. And then finally, your bands here. Abel Cricket will be here.
Sure.
A-B-E-L Cricket. Then Major Sound. Okay, it sounds like an army major who's in the wrong business.
Not so great.
Demolition Derby. Columbia Entertainment. Doug James and the Stagehand Band. It's a good sign.
Damn.
That's where most of the good musicians come from.
Columbia County Fair doesn't get anybody that's
not even Nelly, not even Ludacris will come here. That's crazy.
Sir Mix-a-Lot, anything?
Jay and the Bootleggers will be there.
Okay.
And also Salt Run.
This sucks.
Tony Howard, Motown, and Tina Turner Review. So that's all old songs, That's fine at least. And then,
rolling down the river.
And then finally, Little Roy and Lizzie will be there.
I'm aghast.
Horrifying.
I am so upset.
That is a bad festival there.
That's a terrible day.
That's a bad day. No matter what night you're there, the music is not going to be any better. That said, let's talk about some murder, shall we? All right, let's do this. All right, let's talk about a woman first here. Laverne we'll talk about. She doesn't go by Laverne, though. She goes by Kay. Laverne.
Why not?
Well, Laverne Catherine Sanner is her name she was born with. Later, she'll be Parsons. And it makes sense maybe why she dropped the Laverne, because she's born in February of 1968. So that means,
shit, damn it.
Yeah, 10 years when she was 9, 10.
Yeah.
I mean, that is Laverne and Shirley. Laverne.
They named me this long before the goddamn show.
Penny Marshall, I hate you, is what she says. She hates Penny Marshall a lot. So now she's Kay, which is funny because Catherine usually isn't Kay anyway. It's Kay just seems like
Kathy?
Kay, Kathy or Kate even, but not usually Kay.
Rarely Kay.
I never heard Kay from that, but whatever. She's born in Connellsville, Pennsylvania. That's where she's born, to parents Arthur and Mabel Sanner. Sounds like she was born in 1868, not 1968. She has 3 brothers and 3 sisters. So it's her and a Brady Bunch there. Yeah. She graduated from Laurel Highlands High School there and met a man named David Parsons after high school and gets married and becomes Kay Parsons. And David is in the Army. So he's a career Army guy.
Sure.
He's going to be in for, I think, 20 years, and then he's going to get out of the Army.
Thing.
Oh, yeah. And she liked it. She liked the lifestyle. They have a son here as well. In 1997, they have a son together named Derek. And she is all about being a mom and, into the Army wife thing, too. Very much into her kids into baseball. Her kids very much into Little League. So she's a big baseball mom type of thing. You know what I mean? Also, goes to church and all that stuff. Kind of your typical kind of suburban mom family here.
Southern mom, too.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's David, when he retires from the military, he takes a job as a contractor there. So he's doing that.
For the military, yeah?
Yes. So he's doing, I don't know if he's working for the military or actually, hammering nails into shit. I'm not sure. One of the two. So they live at 229 Hot Springs Drive, which is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, almost 2,500 square foot, very comfortable house.
Great. Yeah.
Not bad for 3 people family.
Mm-hmm.
It was sold in 2022 for $316,500. So
wow,
not bad.
Very affordable. Yeah,
not bad down there. And this is a neighbor of hers says Kay is just a wonderful, wonderful person. She, her husband, and Dave, who recently retired from the Army, really live for their son Derek. I can tell you those 3 did everything together. Derek is their pride and joy.
I'll bet.
So it's just a very family-oriented family. That's all
They just got the one kid, huh?
That's it, the one kid. That's it.
What a dream.
That's not bad at all. I was going to say, especially her coming from a family of 7, I feel like that's on purpose.
Probably.
We're having one kid, period. I'm not having 12 kids running around my goddamn house.
He's gonna want for a big family later, but for now he should just be really thrilled that he gets to be an only child.
Only child.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's great. I never had a problem with it. It was fine.
Oh,
so
great.
A neighbor of theirs recalled vacationing with the Parsons in Panama City, Florida, which I don't know if I'd call that a vacation so much as
it depends on when you go. If you go at spring break, that's a fucking nightmare.
I think Panama City, Florida, really at any time of year is really not anywhere I'd want to be personally.
Yeah, I get it. But
I don't want to hang out there.
It depends though. If that's your scene, like that kind of like murky shit.
Yeah, if you're trash, sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that. Period.
Just be trash on an off weekend. That sounds awesome.
If you're,
but if you want to be trash amongst millions of trash, that's
awful. That sounds horrible. Yeah. This guy,
trash, fuck that.
This guy says, Kay's an adventurer. We were on jet skis and a boat came by us and really stirred up the water. And she said, I can handle this because I'm used to riding motorcycles with Dave and Derek.
Wow.
Yeah. And in the end, though, she got knocked over and she laughed about it and said, maybe I bit off a little more than I can chew.
Yeah.
So she's not dramatic or anything like that. Yeah. There's no any of that stuff. This guy's
not much worse than somebody that has no sense of humor about falling off a jet ski.
Yeah. And they're, Jesus Christ. Yeah. You have to enjoy yourself when you do that. It's like if you're riding a sled down a snowy hill. You're going to fall eventually. You just tumble in the snow and you laugh your ass off. That's the point of it. You don't go, God damn it. I wanted that to be perfect. Jesus
you're
Christ.
A jet ski, you're trying to stay dry? Why are you wearing sneakers?
I'm a professional jet ski rider. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, why'd you wear your evening gown? What are you doing out here?
He said, we laughed about that. And she could hit a softball far, too. She really loved going to all of Derek's baseball games, and he was there, and he was in 3 or 4 different leagues. She had a great sense of humor. That's a nightmare. This kid plays sports for 4 different kids, basically. That's terrible.
I want to die thinking about it.
Oh, shit. So Thursday, March 25th, 2009 comes around here. Kay's 41 years old. She drops Derek off at school. He's 12, drops him off at school. She gets back home, and it's a little bit before 9 a.m., and when she is seen going home. Now, there was a contractor who was doing some work on the house. Now, her husband's a contractor, so I don't know how that works, but okay. A different contractor.
Be a military contractor, yeah.
Maybe, yeah. He came to do some work, and when he shows up at 8:45, he finds the back glass door. They have French doors in the back, and the glass door is broken back there.
Oh.
So he says, oh, shit. So he looks his head in the house a little bit and sees some blood spattered around, and seeing that the house looked like it was in a state of disarray, that it didn't look like the last time he was there. So
don't go in there.
He does not go in there. He calls the police here. He steps outside, calls the police. He goes, hey, I might be a contractor, but I can't put that back together. So
I already got to repair a door. You guys come fix whatever else is
I don't have any way to fix that. So when a deputy entered, he found what appeared to be blood on the sofa and the living room rug here at Kay's house. They also found blood on the walls and the doors. There's a lot of blood around, which
it's a lot.
It's a lot. So they're very, a little bit freaked out by that. Now they end up finding her clinging to life on the garage floor.
Wow, really?
She is alive, but severely beaten about the head.
And needs blood.
Horribly, yeah. There's blood everywhere. One of the police officers said she must have been confronted by the suspect and was attacked and seriously injured. She'd been beaten very severely. She'd been struck numerous times. So
she's trying to run and get out through the garage?
That's the only thing we could think, because obviously this started in the house. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing here. And as we go through this, it looks like she interrupted a burglary. That's what it looks like happened. Looked like she came home in the middle of a burglary here. She's taken to a doctor's hospital, then to the Medical College of Georgia hospital. And, during this, she clings to life for almost a whole day before she eventually dies. So from her wounds. Now, the police investigating the house here, because now it's not just a burglary and an assault. This is a murder now. So, a little bit different investigation.
Yeah, this crime scene just got much more severe.
Yeah, they find a blood trail from that leads to the garage. So they're like, okay, they're trying to find out, put it together of how it happened. They say that she was robbed and a gold necklace and watch were taken off her body as well.
Well, you better hope you don't get caught, because that's
that
bad.
is, yeah. I mean, that's a watch is pretty traceable too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So nearby, right outside, they find a baseball bat and a claw hammer, both with blood and hair.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, these are brutal weapons. That's like, this baseball bat isn't enough. I'm going to grab this hammer quick and make it worse type of shit. Like
a claw hammer.
A claw hammer. I don't know which side of the claw hammer, but Jesus Christ.
I don't think.
So she ends up dying later that afternoon. Head trauma is the cause of death. Here, multiple beating. I mean, she's been beaten so many times, they don't know how many blows that she's been given, even on the head. So then, while this is going on, they find out that the home next door at 227 Hot Springs Drive was also burglarized.
Huh.
So now they have two burglaries right next door and a dead woman.
Yeah.
So the police officer at this point says, this is the lead detective, we're following some leads, we have our suspicions, but we're nowhere near solving this case. They don't know what's going on. So what's up with next door, we'll find out here.
Love to know.
Who lives there is a couple named Rebecca, who goes by Becky. Becky Bowers is what she originally was, and then she got married because she doesn't like the alliteration. It's like, I can't be Becky Bowers. That sounds like the most annoying person who's ever lived. So I'm going to get married to a guy named Sears, Sears, like the store, like the defunct store here. This is Tony Sears, he goes by. So that's her husband. Becky is good friends also with Kay. They're tight. The families are tight. They're tight. They live next door. She's born the same year as Kay. So she, I can't quite lock down how many kids these people have. Up to 5 sons, at least 3 and as many as 5.
Okay.
She has 2 older sons from a previous marriage. And she also has younger sons that are 2, 5, and 13 as well.
Ooh.
So she has like a 21-year-old, a 19-year-old, and then the couple themselves have a 2, a 5, and a 13-year-old. So that is a lot.
Jesus.
Now, the 13-year-old and next door, Kay's 12-year-old, played on the same baseball teams together all the time.
Of course they did. Yeah.
So these parents know each other very well. You know the sports parents well, especially if you live next door. They carpool to the, travel games and all that kind of shit.
Sure.
And in addition to living next door and having sons that play together and having barbecues together and all that shit, they actually work together as well, these women.
What?
Yes, you got to really not be sick of somebody for that shit. Like, you have to like somebody. They both work at the Healing Hands Physical Therapy Center as well.
Okay.
So they both help with, like, occupational therapy type shit. And that's 227 Hot Springs Drive. Very close friends, though, these two. And even the couples, like the Tony and Derek there, the husband, or David, they would play in mixed doubles and tennis together and shit. So
that's too much spending time
with your neighbor. That's a lot of time with your neighbor. I like to, no matter how cool my neighbor is, I want to distance myself a little bit from them because you can't get away from them. That's the problem.
I'm not doing it, yeah.
No, so these people, they're diving in, though. Now, the sons, Becky's sons here, Christopher is a 19-year-old son. It's, I believe, her second son from the previous marriage. He lived in a place of his own, but spends a lot of time with his mother at this house. He's there all the time for some reason. Very close to her, but he's 19, too. He should probably be doing other things, So now Rebecca's older son, the oldest one, Michael, lived at the house. I believe he's like 21 or something. Rebecca got Christopher, the 19-year-old, a part-time job at the physical therapy clinic where she and Kay worked as well. So everybody works there. Now, both homes appeared to have been broken into, and they believe that Kay interrupted a burglary that, Becky was just lucky enough to not come home in the middle of here. Now, Becky and Christopher, her son, were both present when the deputies got to Kay's home that morning. So they were both there. Becky actually followed a deputy into the house, but once they saw blood, they escorted her out of the house.
Yeah, you can't be in
there, lady. Because she was like, I want to see if my friend's okay. I want to go in there. And they saw blood, and they're like, oh, now it's a crime scene. You got to back the fuck out here. Now, they shouldn't have let her in before because it was still a crime scene. If it was a burglary, that's a crime scene. You can't be letting people wander around and touch 100%. Shit. But anyway, she is escorted out at that point. She tells deputies then that her home's been broken into also. They said they found her home ransacked, but they couldn't find a sign of forced entry there. There was no broken back door. So she might have had an open window or a door that she didn't lock.
Door unlocked,
some shit like that. So obviously this looks like a targeted attack on this neighborhood. And
sure enough,
if you live in this neighborhood, it's not just one house, it's two houses. This is scary. You know what I mean? These people are freaking out. And people say this. Here's a quote from a neighbor. Quote, "You move to a neighborhood because it's supposed to be a nice, safe place to live, and then something like this happens." Something like this. That's right. Then there's a guy, one of the neighbors, who's a former Army sergeant who served multiple tours in Afghanistan. He said, "I'm not afraid," because I said, "Are you afraid this could happen to you?" And he said, "Not at all.
Not me." He
said, "I'm just going to improve access to my weapons." That's what he said.
What?
I'm just going to place more weapons around my house and live.
I'm going to get real strategic about my pistol.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I'm going to live like I am in under a state of siege all the time now. That's all. That'll be better.
Good Lord.
One lady who lived here for 8 years said she's never heard of a break-in in this neighborhood before. This is crazy.
Not one.
She said, "We watch out for each other here." So, we're nosy. We stare out the window and write license plate numbers down and shit like that.
I know shit that my neighbors do. That's weird.
That's weird. So the police, what they do right away is after, that day, they don't know shit. They have no leads. They actually put out, please help us to the public, which is not real confidence inducing. The fact that this is less than 24 hours old and they've already gone, well, we've done all we can do. I don't know. Sure. You guys got any ideas? How scary is that?
Frustrating. Yeah.
Disturbing. So they say they need help solving this death. The captain here says he hopes someone was watching. And he says, I hope someone was looking out the window for this.
Anybody have a fingerprint?
Anything?
Can you bring that?
They said someone knows something concerning this crime. Although we have some leads, we need some help. This person has clearly demonstrated just how dangerous they are. We're utilizing every available resource and manpower and technology to locate this individual. And we're still asking you for help. Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely, these people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked. God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News and World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
This show, Small Town Murder, is brought to you by BetterHelp. Get yourself some therapy, everybody. Honestly, here. We often hear about, red flags that you should avoid. Hey, that's a lot of a thing. It's become a real phrase now, real cliche. Yeah. But why don't you focus also, you look at like green flags in friends and partners. Look for good things as well. Right. And maybe you're not sure what that looks like, though. Therapy can help you figure that out. What are positive things? What are the green flags? And then you can practice them in your relationship. It's absolutely a fact. And so, honestly, we absolutely are huge advocates for this. It really, really helps. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable. It's convenient. They serve over 5 million people worldwide. You can access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists, wide ranges of specialties there. Here's the coolest part. You're not getting along with your therapist, you're just not feeling it, you can switch at any time, no extra charge.
Wow.
The thing is, they want you to get help. That's it. And you can do it with BetterHelp. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/smalltownmurder today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show. We'd still enjoy if you guys would come in, run a show.
We still don't have a goddamn idea what we're doing. But if you have one, let us know. This is one of the saddest, if not the saddest case we've investigated in a long, long time. So, okay. Now, that is one day. So that goes by. The next afternoon happens, okay?
Yeah.
Next afternoon, Becky Sears, the next door neighbor. Okay, she's leaving the Healing Hands Physical Therapy Center where she works the next day. She still went to work. People are breaking into your houses in your neighborhood, killing your friends and coworkers, and you still go to work the next day, though.
I got work to do.
You're not calling in.
I got shit to heal.
She's walking to her vehicle, talking on the phone after her shift, right? Walking out toward the parking lot when she said a man jumped out of a bush from the rear of the building and brandished a pistol at her.
What?
Okay. She turned to go back inside when the guy shot at her.
Okay.
And she later on said the man told her that if she didn't have his money, it would be her face, which I've never heard that one before. I've heard it'll be your ass, but not your face.
Well, I mean,
that's worse, honestly.
Yeah.
You can't see your ass. You got to show your face all the time.
I think the guy is making a bigger threat.
That's it. If he didn't have his money. So that's when she turned around and ran. And she's on the phone, by the way, so someone else hears this and hears a gunshot. And the gunshot actually grazes both of her legs.
Did shoot.
This person shot at her, and the gunshot grazed both legs. So it must have gone on the inside of it, I assume. Or if she was turned sideways, maybe sideways and at the front, or whatever it was. But it grazed both legs, but didn't actually... Not a hardcore bullet wound here. Then the man ran off toward the woods. One shot and he took off.
Yeah.
The police find a .22 caliber shell casing at the scene when they get there. The sergeant commented about Becky, quote, she wasn't real happy about getting shot. Well, no shit.
Really?
Most people are. That's interesting.
Is that right?
So she is treated for her wound. here. Now, man, that's fucking wild. She, both women, by the way. So now 2 women from the Healing Hands Physical Therapy Center have been attacked in successive days.
And if anybody's got a ballistic kit at home, please bring that by the station
if you have
so we can
that.
test this round.
If you have that. By the way, anybody know how to get someone to like admit to some stuff they don't want to admit to? Anybody? Because if you do, we're open for any ideas you got. It's hard.
At minimum, a GSR kit. Please bring them by the station.
I mean, that's complicated. I don't know. I don't know if we have the facilities to process that, but if you can just get someone to not lie, if you can do that, is that possible? If only they had a machine that could tell us if they were lying. Does anybody know anything about that? So the sheriff here, the captain of the Columbia County Sheriffs here, he said that he knows of no link between these 2 crimes, by the way. The shooting and the killing in successive days.
Apart from the fact they happened at the exact same time.
No, not the burglaries.
Next to each other, and then
this shooting.
Her house is robbed, and okay.
Yeah, it doesn't know of any link between them. I would say this has to be just the unluckiest fucking group of neighbors that's ever lived if there is no link here. They said,
sounds to me like somebody's terrorizing them.
They said, we've been in contact with Richmond County authorities concerning that matter, but there's no evidence to suggest a link, is what they said.
Yeah.
Now, at the hospital, apparently, where Becky goes there, she demands to know Kay's condition. Like really forcefully, which are like, what the hell is wrong with this fucking deal here? This is very strange. Becky had visited Kay the day before she died. Yeah. Because the shooting happened on Thursday. And she, I guess she wasn't even conscious, Kay, at the time, but she visited her. Now, apparently here, that's when, after Thursday, the next day comes, and now all of a sudden they have a confidential informant, the police come out and say.
Really?
Yes, a confidential informant that says, this is according to the search warrant that is written in the affidavit, a confidential informant advised he believed Rebecca Sears was responsible or involved in the murder of Mrs. Parsons. So now they're saying Becky over here killed Kay, that's what the confidential
somebody's
informant.
Telling us that.
They said the confidential informant also stated that on more than one occasion, Mrs. Sears asked him to kill Mrs. Parsons.
Oh.
The confidential informant stated Mrs. Sears asked her sons, Christopher Bowers and Michael Bowers, to murder Mrs. Parsons.
What?
Kids, gather round.
Yeah.
Holy shit. They said, they said, well, why the fuck would what? This doesn't make sense. Were they winning mixed doubles too much? Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Why would this happen? Then they said the confidential informant said that, quote, he had personal knowledge of Mrs. Sears being involved in a romantic relationship with David Parsons.
Uh-oh.
Becky is fucking David. That's the problem.
Unbelievable.
That is a Becky's pork and Parsons over here. Not good. So
how could she do that?
That is fucking crazy. He said, quote, we'll find out right now who the confidential informant is. Quote, his mother showed him text messages on her phone that made it clear she was having an affair with someone. His mother made it clear to Michael that she wished she knew someone who would kill someone for her.
Look at how filthy her husband's being with me.
Look at this. Now,
do you happen to know any dirty friends?
Her husband was deployed in Afghanistan at the time.
Parsons?
No, Becky's husband, Tony Sears.
Becky's husband. Tony's in Afghanistan.
Yeah,
she's fucking the neighbor.
She's fucking the next door neighbor here. Wow.
Holy.
And apparently Becky wanted Kay out of the way to have a better relationship with her husband, with Kay's husband.
Wow.
So apparently this affair had gone on. She said it ended in February 2009, which is the month before this.
Yeah.
But authorities examined her phone records and found that the two still exchanged text messages, exchanging and professing their love for each other. So it didn't end.
Fuck, man.
So they said that is a good motive right there. So they arrest Christopher Sean Bowers first. He is her 19-year-old son. And he's got a like a minor police record. He was charged with marijuana possession in 2008 and driving under the influence of drugs and other traffic-related offenses. But nothing that would suggest breaking into a fucking woman's house and murdering her in her living room.
Straight murder.
Brutally beating her to death in her living room. That's a really fucking, like, rugged way to do that.
With a ball bat and a hammer?
That's
that
fucked.
For murder one? That's your first one?
Crazy. That's what I mean, I would assume shooting would be the easiest. You can get a little distance. You don't have to feel it on you. I would assume if you're,
And if it fucks you up, you can get out of there fast.
You can run away. You got to beat a woman over the head 30 times with a bat and a hammer. That is real personal and real gross. And you got to have a special kind of stomach for that shit.
I'm sure we'll get there. But did he do this alone, James?
Well, they said the prosecutors say that the gunshot wound to Becky Sears was later discovered to have also been inflicted by Christopher.
He's upset.
No, he's not upset at all. That's the fucked up part.
What?
Now, they first looked at Michael because they said Michael had a bad drug problem and he lied to the police regarding his whereabouts around the time of the murder because he was off doing drugs and he didn't want to say that. He lied and said something else. Wow. But they quickly ruled it out as more information came out that it was clearly Rebecca and Christopher that were doing that. Now, Becky's shooting. Okay. They now think this was staged as a cover-up for this.
She took a bullet for this shit.
Well, she wasn't supposed to take a bullet. That's the point. It got fucked up. That's what's amazing. Apparently, she planned to have her son threaten her with a gun while she was on the phone with someone so someone can hear it, so it looked like there was a crazy stalker on the loose.
Not bad.
But at the time, apparently the son no one knows why, if he did it by accident or what, but he let a shot off. When he was not supposed to at all. He was supposed to go, give me your money or it's your face. Yeah, and then she was going to go, and turn around and run, and then he was going to run into the woods. That was the plan. And instead she's laying on the ground going, why do my legs hurt? What the fuck just happened? This is fucked up.
You're super grounded.
Holy shit.
Wow.
So, this is how the great part is how they figured this out. This is actually pretty goddamn good police work, I got to say.
Really?
And this show, it is honestly kind of rare.
Incredibly rare.
Most of the time, it's like, how do you fuck that up? Well, this time, they actually were pretty smart here. This is how they got to Christopher to get Christopher to admit all this.
Right.
Apparently, the Channel 12 news people had interviewed Becky Sears in a report about car insurance just a few months before the murder. Just doing a man on the street interviews. Right.
What are you paying? Right.
This was at a gas station.
Okay.
She's seen filling up a white Ford F-250 truck, which is the same truck they found parked at Christopher's home after the murder.
Oh, fuck.
So they connected it that way, and the crime scene analysts found blood on the driver's side door, the parking brake, and the seat as well.
Oh, Jesus.
So that's how they figured it out. So search warrants built up a little timeline for what happened here. I guess Christopher hid in a room in her house, and then he went into the backyard and waited for, this is in Becky's house, waited for Mrs. Parsons to leave, then used a hammer to break in the back door, went upstairs, took a couple of things, but mainly just staged a burglary. And then according to everything here, Becky went on to say that Christopher told her, well, I guess when Christopher was done, he told his mom that he beat the fuck out of her.
Goddamn.
And after the murder, Christopher, quote, went back to her house and entered through the back door and staged a burglary at her house and then left. So Rebecca stated Christopher called her and told her to pick him up. And when she did, he had blood on his face, and he said he took care of everything and beat the fuck out of her.
Yeah.
So this is basically, he ran out of the house to a different street, not right in front of the house, and Rebecca picked him up in the F-250, and got blood all over it, and that's how it happened. So Rebecca stated that Christopher changed his clothes in the car and placed his bloody clothes in a backpack. And then they said the cops said the blood trail suggests that Kay fled from Christopher into the garage where she was ultimately murdered by blows from the claw hammer. Oh, God.
Oh,
fucking shit.
Jesus, the bat wasn't doing it. He hit her a couple times with the bat, and she ran away. So he said, well, I guess the hammer's the way to do it here.
Oh, no.
And Rebecca's other son, Michael, told police that his mother wanted Kay dead and talked about it all the time. And then they found another friend of hers who also said that, yes, she's also asked me if I could kill Kay Parsons as well.
I never want to throw such great dick that it makes somebody want to murder somebody. Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
What is he throwing?
That's what I'm saying. And also, how did she think this was going to work out? Here's my question. Never mind the dick, whatever. How did she think this is going to work out? They were going to kill Kay.
Yeah.
And then get away with it. And then her and David were going to be together. And then what happens when her husband comes home from Afghanistan? They're going to kill him? I mean, what are we going to do here?
Yeah. Or is she just making it easier to bang him while he's away? And
I guess.
When the husband comes home, all bets are off? We don't see each other anymore?
I don't know.
What are we doing?
That's what I mean. This doesn't seem like it was thought out all that much, but for months she was asking people to kill this woman. So she really was into this. So now So they question Becky. She confesses to everything. She gives it all up. Becky's don't hold it very well. You get a Becky in the box, and she's gonna fucking sing like a canary. You know what I'm saying? They're not known for holding up under questioning, those Beckys.
Yeah, there's no mob boss named Becky.
Named Becky. It's not gonna work. She admitted she enlisted the help of her son, which just makes her an even bigger scumbag. Let me ruin my son's life too. She said she picked him up from his place and drove him home. While she went to drop her other children off at school, Christopher broke into the house, beat her with a hammer and a bat, staged a burglary, and then Rebecca picked her up. So same shit. Yeah. Now, let's find out the schmuck in all this. Tony.
I mean, we got one, but that
Tony.
Poor guy, yeah.
Tony's, he's a fucking idiot, this guy. Are you kidding me? This is the dumbest person.
Like a jerk.
No, I wish he would say that. That'd be normal. Instead, he's got Becky's back like a motherfucker, even though she confessed to this. So did Christopher. So did Michael. So did another guy. Everything. They have the text messages of she's been fucking the neighbor.
He still loves her.
Doesn't care. He's got her back. Yep. He said that he's just so sad that this is a nightmare he can't wake up from. It's turned his family life upside down. He said just the other day, he said to his kid, can Daddy have a kiss? And he said, that's a moment that Becky's missing out on right now. The missing out. He said, quote, it's tough, real tough. All of us miss her so much. My whole world's changed. Okay. This is a real understanding cat right here.
No shit. Maybe it's her that fucks great.
This is crazy. He said, quote, then this is amazing. Oh, this is about Kay. Okay. She was an innocent victim. She dropped her child off at school, came back home, and was murdered. It's terrible. I can't even think about it. I don't even know what to think about it. So they said, do you think she's guilty? Let's start there. Yeah. You don't know what to think. Where do you think on this? Do you think he's guilty? Tony said, no, not guilty at all.
Boy.
They all confessed to it. Not guilty.
Who's more delusional, him or Aunt Diane's husband?
Him.
Yeah, it's 100%, right? 100%.
Because Aunt Diane's not around to confess to everything she did and have him go, no, I think she's cool.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
He's just got this memory he's trying to protect here. So they said, no doubt in your mind? And he said, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind.
What does he think happened?
And this is a man who just came back from war. He knows reality. He's seen it. Yeah. He just does not want to accept it here. This is a man who accepts reality in many portions of his life, but not here. Yeah. Wow.
In tiny chunks, though.
Yeah. He said, or they said, they're calling her a mastermind, but saying that he beat a woman to death. Is that any part of him that you've ever known? Meaning the son.
Yeah.
And he said, personally, I couldn't see him doing something like that.
I don't know about him.
And then Tony said, Becky's afraid that the smaller boys will forget her in time, so I keep bringing them down there for visitation. Wow. That's fucking amazing. And then this is, I believe, her sister said, even if people wonder if Becky and Christopher are innocent, there's no doubt about the fact that the other children are completely innocent here. She says, you can look in their eyes and see that their spirit is still there. They're still holding tight, but it's just your heart breaks for them every time you see them, meaning Becky's kids.
Shocking.
Then she says, this is what Tony says now, it's extremely hard, and to hear how she's being treated, it just doesn't seem fair.
Who gives a fuck?
How they put her in jail, man. The food's not good. Like, it's not fair.
They lock her up.
She's doing well as expected. Then he says, it's terrible. I can't even think about it. I don't even think about it. I don't even know what to think, he says again. Then they say, what do you think about the prosecution's claim that she was having an affair? There you go.
There you go, yeah.
Let's try to get a nerve of reality somewhere in Tony here. He says, I'd rather not talk about that. So let's push that reality off to the side and say my wife's innocent.
What the fuck, man?
I mean, I get that he's got 3 small children to care for now, which is tough, but wow. They said, could the Becky you know be capable of something like this? I mean, they call her a mastermind, that she orchestrated this. And he said, no.
Never.
He said, I don't believe none of that, and I believe she's innocent.
Is that right?
He said, it just doesn't seem fair. I've always thought, well, you're in jail. It's not supposed to be fair. Until something like this does happen, then you realize what they're going through. Yeah, murderers have a tough time. They have to go to jail, and everybody calls them.
So much, empathy for prisoners.
Well, for Becky, anyway.
Yeah.
I bet you the other prisoners he doesn't have so much sympathy for.
Yeah, he probably doesn't give a fuck.
I bet he's a real law and order guy till now. You know what I mean? That's the thing.
Yeah.
So Becky's sister, Renee, says that she's been staying with Tony to help him with the boys. I bet she has. I was going to say, Renee's making Tony feel...
Not their kids, but you know.
They're all boys if you think about it, including Tony. I quote, help take care of the boys.
Yeah, I'll be sucking
Tony's dick is included in that. Her family's also helping to pay for her sister and nephew's defense. So they asked Renee, no doubt in your mind she's innocent? And Renee said, no doubt whatsoever.
Unbelievable.
I know my sister and I know my nephew. I know the things they're capable of, and this is not one of them. Are Tony and Renee just saying this to seem on the up and up so everybody doesn't think they're fucking? Is that what it is, probably? No, they're great and innocent. We have to just huddle up together to try to get through this, our desire to see Becky so bad. And then it's next thing you know. So they said that she said that the boys ask about their mother all the time. So they asked Renee, do they understand what's going on?
Yeah.
Renee said, not really. I bet the 13-year-old does.
I'm sure he gets it.
He's seen a Law and Order in one of his days, probably.
Even if he hasn't, he's seen Call of Duty at this point.
Gets it.
He knows what's what.
Yeah. He said it's just been, really heart-wrenching because every time the boys come up and give me a big hug, I think this is what Becky's missing. Every time some milestone happens, I think she's never going to get this back. Well, if only she wasn't so crazy for dick that she murdered people. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, but there was a real easy way for this not to happen. It's not like she was backed into a corner or something. This is all unforced errors.
Drives me nuts too, by the way. Heart-wrenching? Isn't it gut-wrenching or heartbreaking?
One of the two, yeah.
I didn't know it was heart-wrenching.
I guess you can wrench a heart if you want to.
I suppose.
It doesn't.
I think it's gut-wrenching and heartbreaking.
That's better, I think. Yeah, that makes more sense, but nobody cares.
No,
that's the problem. The sister said they were 2, 5, and 13. Now they're 3, 6, and 14. So she's missed a few birthdays. So this is meaning a few months later.
Yeah.
A few cumulative birthdays between the three of them. It's 1 year.
It's only one.
It's been like 8 months, literally. Yeah. But that's what she said. And Tony said Becky's afraid the smaller boys will forget her in time. Again, they said, Renee said, even if people wonder if Becky and Christopher are innocent, there's no doubt about the fact that these children are. So, yeah. And then she says, Renee says, she's not this type of person. The person that would be so cruel and vindictive and just, it was a heinous crime, just heinous. And neither of them are heinous people.
I mean, he beat a woman with a fucking claw hammer
in her own home.
And then you picked him up and helped him cover it. That's pretty heinous.
And from all accounts by everybody, a nice lady, just a nice lady next door. It's fucked up what she did.
And somebody you spend
fucked up
every fucking day with.
That's the other thing. You know her kid well. You know all of this. You know that's no thought or for anybody else's concern, but you're
None.
That is fucking gross.
That is shockingly callous.
Because Tony eats pussy like a fucking monster.
Has to, right?
Has to. So that's what it is. The family says the most hurtful part is feeling like they've already been found guilty already, even before they go on trial.
No, they admitted it.
That's the they all confessed to it in detail. That's the problem. And all the details match up. This isn't like some coerced confession where it doesn't line up. They just said, man, what happened? And she said, and spilled it. That was it. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about our stylish friends at Quince. That's right. Let's go elevate your styles, people. Yeah. Get it going. Look good out there. And you can do it now without breaking your wallet, without breaking the bank, because at Quince, you can get high-end, versatile pieces at prices we can all actually afford, which is very nice. You want to get good stuff that lasts and it's good, and they have quality stuff that's very affordable. And you can do like we did, upgrading our stuff here, while still being a very reasonable price. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. It's all quality stuff. You're going to love it. Trust us, it looks good. And I've got the leather jacket. It's a very high-quality item. Real nice, soft leather. Yeah. Jimmy's got his linen pants he's rocking.
Yeah. They're terrific.
Come on, be like us. Be fashionable. Get in there with Quince. Indulge in affordable luxury. Go to quince.com/smalltownmurder for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/smalltownmurder to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about a very cool place, Thrive Market. Yes, we are both looking to get into the healthy swing this year. The problem is I don't know what's in everything, and I don't know if even I'm qualified to even read the labels to know if that's good or that's bad. Right. There's chemicals in things, and there's things floating around. I don't know what I'm doing out there. One of my favorite features, and I know you were talking to me about this, is the Healthy Swap Scanner in the Thrive Market app. Yeah, it's simple. You scan any item, and it'll instantly suggest a cleaner, healthier grocery alternative, which is
it's great.
Amazing. Yeah. That's great. Thrive Market also takes the guesswork out of finding these safe, healthy foods. For example, like I'm trying to get my protein intake up for energy. I'm always moving around. I need stuff, and I love that you can filter their site by the high protein options.
Nice.
It's very cool, and you can personalize this portion, and you can put filters on it, and get ready. You should be ready for a junk-free start to 2025. Get ready for it and head to thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder and get 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/smalltownmurder, thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Experience furniture shopping the way it's meant to be at Mathis Home, your ultimate furniture superstore. From sofas to dining sets, from modern to classic styles, they have everything you're searching for. With over 230,000 items to choose from, you're sure to find exactly what you're looking for at a price you'll love. Plus, everything is in stock and ready for fast, free delivery right to your door. So you don't have to wait. And if you're looking to really transform your space, take advantage of our complimentary interior design services. Our expert designers are ready to help with any project, whether big or small. And right now, check out the Lazy Boy BOGO event at Mathis Home, happening now through March 1st, 2025. Buy one Lazy Boy recliner and get another one absolutely free. Don't miss this limited time offer. Only at Mathis Home, your ultimate furniture superstore.
So this is Tony says, I think what bothers us the most is that they're so set on Becky and Christopher that they aren't even looking for the real person who's done this.
He really thinks somebody else did it.
They're real killer. He's like OJ now. Then Renee says, you feel like they've already been tried and convicted in the court of public opinion, and you can kind of understand because you see, here's this woman with this lovely child and this terrible thing happens to her. You immediately want someone to blame. You immediately want a reason why. You don't want it to be a random act because you don't want to think it could happen to you. Well, yeah, no, this isn't. That's because it's not a random act at all.
Right.
So months go by. Tony now moves to Nashville with his 3 young sons.
Is that right? Get
yes.
the fuck out. Yeah, because those boys, they may not ever forget their mother because they are bully age. They are going to be reminded of this every year at
probably
school
not in Nashville, which is good. That's probably why you moved
right,
there.
Yeah.
You know what
That's
I mean?
why you moved,
Whatever's going on there, Morgan Wallen did something worse at his own bar or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Threw a chair at somebody or some shit.
Some girl is professing some awful thing she does to people on the streets.
Doesn't matter
right now.
Yeah, Jimmy's buying a ball sack weed from a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
You know how it goes because that happened in Nashville. So, guess what, though? Renee came with him, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Renee, she's got to help with the boys, the sister.
Yeah.
Quote unquote.
Boys ain't going to suck themselves.
Come on. Tony isn't going to feel better on his own here. So Tony says, with the kids and my job, I'm pretty busy, so it kind of takes my mind off of it. I'm sure Becky loves to hear that. Then Renee says, you go to sleep one night and you wake up the next days and your life has entirely changed. But she's been helping Tony and just living with Tony ever since. I'm sure there's no sex going on there.
Right.
So now they are facing charges of burglary, armed robbery, malice murder, and felony murder. These are not good.
With it's got to be aggravated with the theft. You know what I mean?
That's the problem, and prosecutors are going for the death penalty for both.
There you go.
Mother and son going for the death penalty.
Absolutely.
So that'd be. Have there ever been a mother-son fucking combination executed
murder
before?
Couple? I don't
executed
think so.
for murder, a mother and a son? That's crazy.
Never heard of it.
Does he get to sit on her lap while they do it? This is insane. So the prosecutor said, I think it's an appropriate case for the death penalty. They said that it is, quite frankly, one of the grisliest murders I've seen. It's horrible.
It's a fucking claw hammer.
He said policemen discovered the victim had been beaten almost to death by a claw hammer in her own living room. The blood trail suggests she fled from Christopher Bowers into the garage, where she was ultimately murdered by blows from the claw hammer. Now, their defense attorney's name, by the way, is Vic Hawk, is his name.
Vic Hawk.
Hawk. And he said during the bond hearing, he said, it's all circumstantial evidence. This is stupid.
Say what?
They admitted to it. Her blood is all over her truck, man. What are you talking about?
Circumstantial.
This is like a pretty, there's physical evidence. There's circumstantial evidence. There's telephone records. There's confessions. There's every form of there's the murder weapons. Every form of evidence possible they have here.
It's all there, Vic.
Other than an eyewitness staring at the whole thing, they have everything else. But they eyewitnessed on themselves, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, there is an eyewitness, one for each of them.
Yeah, well, I got two witnesses, one for each of you. So this defense attorney said, I haven't really heard anything from the state with regard to real evidence to justify concluding that Rebecca Sears killed anyone.
Okay.
Wow. Tony and Renee there, the new couple, they say, people's thoughts, the death penalty creeps into their minds. Tony said, everyone's entitled to an opinion, but I've actually had to stop reading the newspapers and blogs, the stuff that people write. It's gut-wrenching. There you go.
There it is.
What they think should be done to Becky and Christopher. Yeah. Because, go to a comment section of a crime like this, and it's just people going, I want to take him and drag him behind my truck and then, cook him on my smoker or whatever crazy shit they're thinking of. So Tony said here, you already know what's at the end of the trial. I try not to think about it much. I don't want to think about it. And Renee said, you have to plan for the worst and hope for the best.
Sure.
Hope for farts, but plan for shit, like I said before. That's all you can do.
That's a fascinating choice to a murder trial.
That's it. Hope for the best. They said, we are going to stand behind them all the way through and just hope and pray the truth comes out, and we'll all be back together again. And Tony says, what keeps me sane is I know that soon it will be over and the truth will come out.
Yeah.
Stand
behind them, not in front of them or beside them. Definitely behind them.
Definitely behind them, because the one kid, he'll shoot you when he's not even supposed to. So Vic Hawk now asks to personally review the crime scene with his client. He says that it's Becky's right to view the crime scene and that they have no intention to undermine the prosecution. He said, but we do have the duty to investigate. The prosecution says they oppose allowing Becky to, quote, invade the home of the victim where her husband and 3 small children are still living. She just wanted to get a glimpse of David, I think, in his fucking, just in his hog through his pants or something. Vic Hawk also asked for any notes made by investigators during a more than 2-hour gap in the recording of Mrs. Sears' interrogation. He also requested that all evidence be preserved for independent testing. And he said, our concern in this case is that there will be significant scientific testing. Prosecution says no objection to preserving the evidence, but you're not going to take the evidence to independent facilities without us, basically, because, we have to vet the company first and make sure that they're a legitimate company that's not just, working for you to get whatever results you want, basically.
Sure.
So the trial is going to happen here, and they said this is one of the lawyers said we still have to address the issue of getting Mrs. Sears' husband back from Afghanistan because he was redeployed again. You'd think they would go, okay, listen, my wife's on a fucking trial for murder and I have 3 small kids to take care of. Maybe send somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the only guy in the Army. Like, I know it's Army of one. It's not me. Find somebody else and send them because I am.
All I can be at home.
Yeah, like I signed up, but I doubt many other soldiers have this much shit going on in their life right now. You know what I mean? This is a lot. Anybody else's wife up for the death penalty in here? No, didn't think so. Can I fucking stay home? So 2012, here we go. Right before the trial comes up. This is 3 years later, by the way. It took that long.
Jesus.
They just say fuck it and plead guilty.
Have to.
That's what I mean. All this evidence of this and that, they have every bit of evidence in the world. I don't even know what they were thinking they wanted more of.
Vic must have just run them like crazy and taken so much money from them.
Yeah.
Talking about, I can have you beat the case. Don't worry.
Absolutely.
I just need this much money. We're doing testing. We got professionals.
I need another $80,000 for this. I need another $40,000.
Let them dry.
Yeah. If the family, you got a family that's willing to put up money, they'll do that.
Yeah.
They will drain. So now it's been nearly 25 years, by the way, since this county attempted a death penalty case. Since they've even tried for the death penalty in this, and that was for a serial rapist named Richard Daniel Starrett. So, yeah, the prosecution said good police work and airtight prosecution makes it abundantly obvious to criminals that they're better off taking not the death penalty, essentially. So, and the prosecutor said it's also a tremendous savings for local taxpayers and it is. They're going to save so much fucking money doing this. So the sentencing comes around. Here we go. Mom and son standing next to each other for sentencing. You, ma'am and sir, may fuck off. They are both sent to prison for life without parole.
Okay.
For murder, life for armed robbery, and 20 years for burglary each.
Double life and 20.
To run consecutively.
Holy shit.
Life without parole, and then life, and then 20.
And then 20. Shit.
You're not getting out, is what that says.
Never. I
have stacked these to make sure that your asses are going to die in there. So that's
unbelievable.
That's banged them good there. I mean, I don't know if I'd give that for Christopher, really. I
think I'd give it to him mostly.
I'd give it to the person who planned it and manipulated to manipulate your son to commit murder is way worse than murder. Like, that's way worse. A mother telling if my mother told me to kill somebody, I'd be like, are you out of your fucking mind?
But at 19, if she nagged you enough to do anything, you wouldn't just do it.
That's what I mean. I probably would end up. That's what I mean. You'd end up doing it. Your mother has a lot of control over you. I think, especially if you're 19.
Yeah, especially if you get nagged a lot.
Yeah, I get that he's an adult, but I mean, give him. I don't want him getting out till he's 60 or something. Because obviously, if you're capable
at least 50 years,
beating some nice lady to death with a claw hammer, you got fucking problems. But she's diabolical.
Yeah. And the other part is Chris knew exactly why he was doing this because mom was cheating on dad.
That's what I mean. Not dad, stepdad.
Right, because he's from the other marriage. So that makes it easier for him, I think.
It would have to be, yeah. You don't have any loyalty to this fucking guy, probably beyond that. Although he's been around for a long time because their oldest son was 13 at the time. So I mean, he's
probably been around for 15 years.
He's been around at least since Chris was 6.
Yeah,
so that's a
younger than that, probably 5 because 9 months to carry that.
That's what I was thinking. So 5 years old, you should have more respect than that. But anyway, they're both monsters. But
Yeah.
I mean, to beat someone's bad, but to come up with it and to say, I'll have my kid do it is
And then
next level diabolical. Okay, come on, hop in the truck.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. So the prosecutor said it was a good resolution to the case to get it done on both defendants that quickly. I hate to say that quickly 3 years later.
Sure.
Yeah. Once it actually came, it was quick, though. In, 2017, Investigation Discovery did a retelling of the story of this whole case here. They called it Unusual Suspects, Deadly Intent. And then after that, Tangled Up in Red also. Deadly Intent, Tangled Up in Red. 2 subtitles. Wow. Then there was a multiple documentary things on this TV shows. Evil Kin, that show, did an episode called For Sale by Owner, which makes no sense for this episode.
Not at all.
My Dirty Little Secret did an episode called Naughty Neighbors. Deadly Affairs, of course, and we've seen Deadly Affairs is the one with Susan Lucci looking all horny.
Yeah.
Deadly Affairs, which is the funniest one. I love their recreations. It's so fucking hilarious. That's the one where the light was coming out of the woman's vagina. Remember that? That was like a crazy one there.
And they made that bald fucker look handsome.
That was hilarious, Deadly Affairs. Love Thy Neighbor, obviously.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have to have an episode because it's a woman who killed someone.
Yeah, it snapped.
It snapped, of course. Rebecca Sears,
She didn't even
obviously.
snap.
She didn't even snap.
She's living the best life.
Snap means I can't take it anymore. This was like, how do I get that good dick more?
Right.
That's different.
This is, I can take it so much more.
And I don't even want to get my husband out of the way. That's the other thing.
Right.
Because I need help with these kids.
Yeah.
So I just want this lady out of the way so I can sneak over to the neighbor's house and tag him.
Take more.
Yeah, this is wild shit. Oh, my God. Poor Kay is buried at the Sylvan Heights Cemetery in Fayette County, Pennsylvania. Oliver, Pennsylvania, she is. That's where she's from. Rebecca Bowers now. Let's see. She is, by the way, you want to see a person change in prison?
Yeah.
Wow. Did she change a lot? I don't know. You'd have to look so far. Don't bother into it. But she went from very, like a slender blonde woman, very slender little blonde woman in her initial appearance to, by the time she is in jail here, a couple years later, she's listed at 5'4", 210 pounds.
She had a Sonny from WWE fall off.
She doubled her weight in jail.
Wow.
Like pretty much doubled her weight, which I mean, whatever. But I mean, it's just that wasn't the way she was before that. But in jail, she just like put on the carbs, I guess. That's tough, man. That happens to people in jail. They get pudgy.
Sure does.
They either get jacked or pudgy. One of the fucking two here.
Right.
So, she's in there. She is currently at the Lee Arundel State Prison in Alto, Georgia. And no release date for her, obviously.
None, yeah.
And then her son, Christopher, here, he is at the Smith State Prison in Glenville, Georgia. And, he's stuck there. Now, there is a novel about this. Quote, a novelization of the story, which means they can just make up whatever they want. It's called Hot Springs Drive. They're going to play up the fucking part of it a lot here. Yeah. Hot Springs Drive was released in 2023. It was the winner of the Chicago Review of Books Best Fiction Prize. This is the third title in Roxane Gay Books' inaugural list, Hot Springs Drive, an urgent, vicious blade of a novel about a shocking betrayal and its aftermath, asking just how far you'll go to have everything you want.
Yeah.
I like the description. Jackie Stinson's best friend is dead and everyone knows who killed her. Jackie wants to be many things, but a martyr's never been one of them. She's an ex-emotional eater and mother of 4 who's finally lost the weight she yearned to be free of. In her new, sharp-edged body, she goes by Jacqueline, but leaving her old self behind proves harder than she ever imagined. And while she believes she should be happier, misery still chases her, and motherhood threatens to subsume what little is left of her.
Jesus.
Holy Jesus Christ, man. They call Hot Springs Drive is a dark, heart-pounding exploration of one woman's deepest desires and how the consequences of betrayal can ripple outward beyond the intentional strike point. Wow. Okay. Anyway. Right. So they say only one left in stock of the hardcover and on Amazon.
That right?
So Jesus Christ, scramble for them now, everybody. So there you go. That's Grovetown, Georgia, and what a fucked up weird. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors, and this is creepy.
God,
that's why.
So shitty.
So shitty. So if you think it's shitty, also, or you just want to say how much you love the show, tell everyone about it. Get on whatever app you're listening on and give 5 stars. Get on other apps you don't even listen on and give 5 stars. It fucking helps a lot. It really does. I'm telling you. You got 20 minutes. Let's say you're sitting on the toilet. You got a few minutes. Fucking give us some reviews. It's easy. So do that. It'll keep you occupied, too. Do that. Also, shutupandgivememurder.com. Get your tickets for live goddamn shows.
You bet.
We are so excited. They are up right now to be bought on the site. And Pittsburgh, you are up next.
Up first, yeah.
Get your shit together and get in there. You're up first. So we are very jacked for that. And the dates go as follows. We are February 7th, Pittsburgh. It's the Oakland Carnegie Music Hall, not Munn Hall. People, apparently that's a big deal there. I don't know why you would name 2 fucking venues in 2 different cities around you Carnegie, in suburbs the same fucking thing. It makes no sense.
That's how big of a deal Carnegie was.
It's big. It's big. Yeah, we'll name it all after him. February 8th, we're in Columbus at the beautiful Davidson. Okay. That's a nice place. May 16th, St. Louis at the Pageant. That was a nice place. We did that a couple years ago. Right. May 17th, Chicago at the Riviera. That's going to be fun. Saturday, September 6th, we are in San Diego, California at the Observatory. Sunday, September 7th, we are in Irvine at the Irvine Improv in California there. Then I'll skip that one because that's the one we're going to announce.
Right.
It's going to be September 19th is the show that we're going to announce later. September 20th, Grand Rapids, Michigan, baby.
Hey.
We are jacked for that. First stop Friday, October 17th, Portland, Oregon at the Newmark. Then the next night in Seattle at the Moore. Then Friday, December 12th in Philadelphia. And we close it all out with December 13th in Washington, D.C. Get your tickets right now. We are jacked about it. Cannot wait. Absolutely excited. Also, get yourself some Patreon. Sure. Patreon.com/Crime in Sports is where you get all of your bonus material. Anybody $5 a month or above, you're going to get, number one, a gigantic, big old fat back catalog of episodes you've never heard before if you've never had Patreon. Hundreds of them. Then you get new ones every other week. Of course, one Crime in Sports, one Small Town Murder, and we just give it to you all for $5. Just take it. Just take it.
Have it. Yeah.
It's taking up too much space around here. We need to get rid of it. Just take it. We don't care. For Crime in Sports this week, something that has nothing to do with sports, backed by popular demand, newspaper personal ads.
Yes.
Let's see how people tried to get laid, not in person, before apps. Because this was the only way to do it, basically, back then, without, unless you want to do a video service or something. Then for Small Town Murder, we are going to talk about the West Memphis 3, and very specifically, how the fuck did this happen?
What the hell?
How did we even get to the point of those kids sitting in a room being interviewed? Just that. Yeah. Just how do you pick those 3 out of everybody to fuck with? So
how do you make such a mistake?
We'll talk all about it. That's one of the bigger fuck ups. And when you hear about it, it was a special serendipity of stupid that happened there to make this happen, which that would be the name of the episode if it was a regular episode. That's not bad. So check all that out. That is patreon.com/Crime in Sports. And you get a shout out at the end of the show as well. So do that. And again, program note, the next Small Town Murder, the regular episode that we're going to do that will come out early on Wednesday and then out fully the next week, that will be our 1,000th episode of Small Town Murder and Crime in Sports, which is incredible. That's so much podcasting and so much research and so much everything and so much laughing, and we had a great fucking time doing it. So we're going to throw another 1,000 out there before we're done, we're sure. So keep hanging out with us and doing that. You want to follow us on social media, real easy to do. Just head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Drop down menu will send you anywhere you want to be.
You bet.
Not just to us, anywhere. It's
all right there.
Make it your homepage. Just go right there.
Yeah, the world's yours.
The world is your oyster right from there. So come hang out with us. Keep doing that and keep coming back. And until next week, everybody, it has been our pleasure.
Bye.
If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
It takes one guy out there to say, who's that Kyle who thinks he can just get on a microphone on a podcast and start publicizing this?
From iHeart Podcasts and Tenderfoot TV comes a new true crime podcast, Crook County.
I got recruited into the mob when I was 17 years old.
Meet Kenny, an enforcer for the legendary Chicago outfit.
And that was my mission, to snuff the life out of this guy.
He lived a secret double life as a firefighter-paramedic for the Chicago Fire Department.
I had a wife and I had 2 children. Nobody knew anything.
People are dying. Is he doing this every night?
Torn between 2 worlds.
I'm covering up murders that these cops are doing.
He was a freaking crazy man.
We don't know who he is, really.
He is my father, and I had no idea about any of this until now. Welcome to Crook County. Available now. Listen for free on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.